So what an innings we witnessed on Saturday night at the Old Trafford. Carlos Brathwaite coming up with a scintillating 100 that almost got West Indies over the line. New Zealand able to hang on and beat West Indies by a small margin of 6 runs, which now takes them to the top of the table. And unfortunately for West Indies, despite that heroic performance, they are all but out of the race for the semi-finals. I mean, imagine this, West Indies had to chase a formidable total of 292 and they were 164 for 7 when Brathwaite shepherded a fine comeback playing with the tail. The last 3 wickets added 122 runs, and it was from there that stage of 164 for 7 that Brathwaite single-handedly brought West Indies closer, but as it turned out, just not close enough. Earlier, Kane Williamson struck a second successive 100 of the World Cup, which kind of, you can say formed the bedrock behind New Zealand's total of 291. He was supported well by Ross Taylor, who added 69, and together they added 160 odd runs for the 3rd wicket. But even then, West Indies had a little bit of momentum from the very beginning. Jason Holder won the toss, opted to bowl, and that guy again, Sheldon Cottrell, who's kind of developed a habit now to provide early breakthrough. He did that again, getting Martin Guptill, the guy who tormented West Indies 4 years back in the previous World Cup, getting him out first ball and then dealing yet another first ball duck to Colin Munro. But from there, New Zealand fought back and recovered nicely through Williamson and Taylor. And even though there was a little bit of stutter from the West Indies in the middle overs, they kind of held their nerves and ensured that New Zealand did not go past 300. In reply, Evan Lewis did some damage to his hamstring, as a result of which he left the field and never returned for the entire first innings, as a result of which he could not open the innings, which meant that it was once again up to Gale and Shea Hope to start the innings. And wasn't a great start. New Zealand keeping West Indies on their toes, and there was some 27 for 2 in the first 6 overs before Gale really took off, swatting those sixes, and it was that over from Matt Henry where he really took off, and from 5 of 23, Gale raced to 50 of just 51 balls. And in the company of Shimron Hetmyer, he found a good amount of support. Hetmyer, who's been, you can say, who hasn't really kind of done complete justice to his potential, finally found his bearing on Saturday and smoked 54 good runs before falling to a loose shot. From there, West Indies crumbled, and the next 3 wickets falling in quick succession. You would just imagine that it would once again be one of those, those kind of innings from the West Indies where just 1 wicket results into a collapse, which almost was the case till the time Brathwaite came along. And I mean, the kind of innings he's played, for the first time since that heroic final of the World T20 in 2016 in Eden Gardens, Kolkata, he brought back memories, almost getting West Indies on course to a famous victory. He added 47 with Kemar Roach, then added 41 with Sheldon Cottrell, and for the last wicket he had another 34 with O'Shane Thomas. From 33 needed of 18, it was down to 6 required of 7. The previous ball, Brathwaite scoring his maiden 100, but that one stroke which could have been the glory hit for the West Indies never really came. He went for it, and James Neesham provided breakthrough. Trent bowled at the boundary, keeping his nerves, holding on to a catch, and that was it. A win that was West Indies for the taking. It just didn't work out. But long story short, again, West Indies just not able to produce those finishing touches. It would be unfair to say, because Brathwaite almost got them there, and but that also means that their chances of making to the semi-finals are all but over.